guys, this is Ash and you're watching WriterGAsh. So today I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite characters of 2017. On number 10 is Scarlett. Scarlett is from Caraval and I love her because of her dedication and her love for her sister. She does so much to protect Tala in the book and she goes on this adventure, and I love when books have such amazing adventures in them. And that's why Scarlett is amazing. Number 9 is Damon, and I talked from Static by L.A. Witt. And I've talked about him on my book boyfriend video, and the reason he makes it onto the list is also because of his dedication to Alex, and he just sticks with her throughout the thing. And every time I talk about this book, I have to stop myself from saying some things to not spoil you guys. Next character on this list is Naomi from The Obsession by Nora Roberts, and I just love how brave she is and how she goes, like, she follows her dream, and how after everything she went through as a child, she's still such an amazing person. And I just love her for all those reasons, and the book is fantastic. I really recommend you read it. Naomi is such a selfless character, and she is such a strong character. She goes through a lot at a very young age, and she bounces back on her feet, and she lives her life. She doesn't let someone else dictate it. In the end, she is this amazing character that you just can't help but fall in love with. And I am going through a phase where I feel like rereading all the books that I loved. So I may not be doing a lot of reading this month and just rereading. After all, end of the year, I feel really nostalgic for the books I loved this year. And I am reading The Hating Game right now. And I'm planning on reading The Obsession next. God, I think that's the worst part about me. I keep getting off topic. Next is Joshua Templeman from The Hating Game. And like I said, I'm reading it right now. I'm reading it because of him. The other day, I was just sitting there making this list, and I'm like, who should I put in? And I'm like, Josh. And the reason I put him in the list was because of the things he said in the end, the very, very end of the book. Like, he tells Lucy that he's been in love with her forever, and it's just such a romantic, sweet book. And it's also girl power. Lucy is such an independent woman in this book, and that's why I love her. I'm talking about the book instead of the guy who I put on the list. Joshua is such an amazing guy. When Lucy gets sick, he's there for her. Even though she thinks he absolutely hates her, he's there for her. Like, she's puking, she's there for her. He's there for her. And then he calls up his brother, who he hasn't talked to in a while, and he calls his brother over, who's a doctor, to check on her, and gets roped into attending his brother's wedding, which he didn't want to, but he did it for her because he's a good guy. And the things he said in the end were just so sweet. Also, the way he says things is what makes me love him so much. The next person on this list is Lucy. Now I can rant about her. She's independent. Her career, she's a career woman, and I just love how she feels about her job. That's what I want to feel about my job when I go into the professional world. I want to love what I do, and I feel like she does, and that's one of the things I really admire about her. And it's just, she knows what she wants and she goes after it. And I love how even though she works with someone who is like a cutthroat guy, she's still a good person, and like, she learns how to say no. Eventually she becomes assertive because there's this one girl who keeps taking advantage of Lucy's niceness to put off her job. But then I love how she develops. She goes from a yes person, like, being a yes person is not bad because I'm a yes person, but like saying yes to everything, like people taking advantage of you and you keep saying, okay, do it, I don't care, I'm gonna take on your responsibility and do double the work. That's what she was in the beginning, but she develops, and I love characters that develop. And that's something I kind of saw in Joshua, even though we saw it from Lucy's point of view, so the development in him was even bigger, but then he wasn't like really that much different if you think about it, but he's just good at hiding himself, but she's like this open book that would do anything to please people, and she learns how to come into herself in this book, and I love that about her. The next person on that list is Etta, and the reason I love her, Etta is from Passenger and Wayfarer. The reason I love her is because even though she didn't have any idea about all of the things that happened and about her mother's past or her past, she still takes it on and she goes headfirst into it, and it's an adventure. And I just love how she takes like everything, and I love her relationship with her father, with Nicholas, and it's just a good book. Next person on that list is Sartak. And it's just, he's amazing. He's such a sweet guy, and I love how he, I love his relationship with his siblings. In that kind of a family, it's really hard to actually be attached to your family, but he does love them. You can see it whenever he talks about them, and I love that about him. And it's just, I'm gonna be repetitive if I talk about him, because I did talk about him in my book boyfriend video. Go back there and see all the nice things that I said about Sartak, but he's amazing. If you read Tower of Dawn, he's just fantastic. The next person on that list is Irene Towers. I say Irene, I'm not sure how you actually say her name, but Irene Towers. And I absolutely loved her when we first read about her in Assassin's Blade. I mean, she didn't have the best of past. She lost her family when she was young, and then she goes into that bad situation, and like, I love how she took a stranger's gift and then turned it into a life for herself. Like, I love Aelin for helping her in that situation, and she's just amazing. And like, even though Kale kind of reminded of her of the people that destroyed her life, she puts that aside and helps him. And that's something I feel like only someone only someone with a good heart can do, because it's really hard to get over something like that, and I respect her for it. The next person on this list is the only reason he's number 2 is because I didn't want to put him in number 1 for everything, but he's reasoned. He's amazing, and I just love him. He's a good Highlord and a good man. If you want to hear me talk about it, go through any one of my videos, and just, like, I love him. I even made a whole video about Reasoned. I did a video called Reasoned Rant in the past, if you want to hear about Reasoned. And number 1 in this is Desmond Flint. I read Rhapsodic this year, and I loved his character. I loved how he's an unusual king. He didn't grow up in the royal lifestyle, but he came upon it. He didn't come upon it. Things happened. I don't want to spoil anyone, but he's a good guy. He's a good character, and I love the whole, like, mysterious, cocky, and a little bit dangerous feeling that he gives out in the book. And so when in the beginning, Callie does something really bad that could put her in danger. Again, as you can see, I'm trying to not spoil you guys. He gives her a favor for free, even though he is known as the bargainer, because he bargains with people. And I love that about him. Because she's a minor, he doesn't take advantage of her. Also, I know there are other factors to all of that, but again, spoilers. And I love this character, and I love this book. If you want to give it a shot, it's Rhapsodic by Laura T. I'm not going to say her last name because I'm going to mess it up. And it's a really good book that I think everyone should give a shot, especially if you loved ACOTAR. So that's it for this video. I'm sorry if I keep ranting in every single video. Bye!